Welcome, everybody, to the first edition of the Put Me Over podcast. I'm your host, A3K, joined today by my crew. We got the Pinoy powerhouse himself, Byron Pagalau, and to the center of your screen, center of your headphones. Also joining us, Richard, Dick, the Jobbledy-Gooker, Garcia.
What's up, guys?
How you guys doing?
The center of your heart, too.
Oh, man, this is going to be a great time tonight. I'm doing good. How you guys doing tonight? How you guys doing?
Good.
Well,
Ready? We've been talking about putting over this podcast for a long time.
No pun intended, right?
We're missing one guy, Bobby, the IRS DS, but he couldn't be here today. But, you know, we still got a crew. We're ready to do this.
he probably had what Roman and Bray and all those fools had. What did they have?
He had the mumps.
Or the meningitis?
Meningitis. That's what it
Meningitis.
was, yeah.
He definitely did.
Uh,
In his butt.
Oh, yeah, he does have that from the butt for sure.
Oh, meningitis of the butt.
Meningitis of
Absolutely.
the butt. You know?
Diagnosed.
But basically, we're putting on another wrestling podcast. You've heard them all, but here's the one that you need to listen to the most. You got three guys that have all really grown up with wrestling, and we're just gonna give our thoughts and insights, and not only talk about wrestling, but also we're gonna have debates. We're gonna have a lot of cool things in store. So that's gonna lead us into our first segment of the show. How did we get into wrestling? What's one of your earliest intros to wrestling? Byron, we'll start with you.
Obviously, the greatest match in WrestleMania history. Is that WrestleMania 6? Is that Warrior Hogan?
Yes.
A.K.A. the saddest day of my life. How bad
Were
was that?
you a Warrior mark or a Hogan mark?
Hogan, for sure.
Oh,
Who
man.
wasn't a
Was
Hogan?
your childhood ruined that day?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty bad. But, no, because how can a guy with like 3 moves beat the great Hulk Hogan, man? It was the worst. It was still devastating.
That's true.
So, I mean, I was Ultimate Warrior guy. He had the tassels, he had the hair, he had the face paint. He was crazy as shit.
He was the Intercontinental Champ, too, right?
It was title for title, man.
It was the yellow belt, too. The yellow IC belt.
Did you guys ever like run around the room when you try to reenact the Ultimate Warrior? Because I sure did, man. Like I would run
you
around
do
the house.
the gorilla press over your
gorilla
head.
press.
and-
Pillow with the
yeah,
pillow.
with the
Oh,
pillow,
the
dude.
pillow especially, yeah.
My brother fucked me up with some of those moves, too. I'm like, oh,
Did you no sell them?
Oh, of course something to no sell.
Oh, you
gotta
have to
no
no
sell
sell. You
that
gotta no
shit,
sell it,
dude.
dude.
You get up.
to.
Yeah.
You gotta Hulk up, do
You
the
can't put
Hogan
him over
point.
for that.
There, the best. Hulk Hogan's the best seller of all time, though. He made every move look. Oh God, he's the best.
I liked when he would shake his head around and his hair, the little bit of hair that he had on the back of his head was like whipping to his eyes.
His angel hair.
Yeah. Dick, what was one of your first wrestling moments that got you to mark out?
It was. I remember as a kid, we would rent videos from a video store down the street, and I remember I rented WrestleMania 4, and it was the WWE tournament, and I was just watching it, and it made me like fall in love with Macho Man. Like when Macho Man won the tournament, and he beat Ted DiBiase in the final round. Yeah, Hogan did help out.
Well, because
but-
Hogan had a grandstand hot dog.
Yeah,
You know, he had a.
Sorry, guys.
We're leaving that in.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
no edits whatsoever. And I just remember like just reading all the WrestleManias at that time, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, man, just going through them, watching them like nonstop from start to finish.
So you were marking out hard.
Oh yeah, 5-year-old Dick was marking out hard, dude.
I was always into wrestling. My cousin had a collection of the LGN figures.
Oh man,
And he had like all of them, and he had the ring, and I would play with them. I would always play with George Animal Steel because he had like a green painted tongue.
He's the one with the hairy ass back.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, the
Yes.
hairy ass back. Yeah,
Rest in peace.
rest in peace, man.
he looked like a savage.
Yeah, and he had Macho Man. He had everybody, and I would just play in the ring. And I knew wrestling, but I remember one of my earliest memories was flipping through channels on a Saturday morning, cartoons and stuff, and seeing Undertaker versus the Goon on WWF Superstars.
Oh man, how did that happen?
I have no idea, but Undertaker fucked that dude up, dude.
Dude, that Superstar show was the best.
It was perfect for Saturday morning cartoon kids.
Totally.
Like
And it
us,
was
dude.
it was something different to watch that wasn't like Eek the Cat or
You had Superstars on Saturday, and then Sunday you had Wrestling Challenge.
Yeah.
Who names their show Wrestling Challenge? Like, it sounds like a game show, but it's actually not, dude.
I mean, I was on board from being a little kid, and they got me.
That was my weekend right there, dude.
That was the best booking too, because the jobbers would never, ever,
Ever.
They were there to put over the talent.
They knew their role.
Jobbers didn't even have entrances, huh?
No, they would be. The Undertaker like came out for like 5 minutes. He had his long entrance, and then
He had to take off his clothes as always.
and from the hockey rink, the Goon.
Was that Vince or Gorilla doing the commentary?
I think it was Vince on
Yeah.
Superstars, and then on Wrestling Challenge it was Gorilla.
Yeah.
Ignore the loud ass music. We're live from my studio, so there's some shitty bands playing in the background, but I don't think it's coming through the audio.
It might not. I mean, maybe on the. I don't even think we're not going to use the camera
And
audio.
if it does, then
Okay, yeah,
you understand why.
Whatever. They
Whatever.
suck, dude.
It is what it is. Yeah.
So I mean, let's just get to know a little bit about us. Bobby, we'll get his thoughts in the next episode.
Fuck him, actually.
Yeah. He got
Sure here, Bobble.
measles the butt.
Shout out to Bob.
Also, if you guys weren't aware, this podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, Born to Botch, on Instagram. Follow Born to Botch, new startup company, and they got a lot pins and buttons, and we're a lot of things going on. Born to Botch.
We got some cool shit going on. Check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, Born to Botch. Just look it up and befriend us and say hi. We'll say hi back. And talk shit about wrestling too.
Yes, absolutely. That's what we do.
Or whatever you want. We talk shit about everything pretty much.
Yeah, we're shit talkers.
All right, so that's gonna get us. We're gonna get into the next little expose of this podcast. What does that say?
It's Raw and SmackDown.
Oh, okay.
My writing sucks. So
We're gonna just recap Raw and SmackDown. We're not gonna do deep dives. There's a lot of podcasts for that, but you're definitely gonna get into some of the highlights or lowlights of the show. Raw is weird right now, man. I feel like they have too many main eventers.
Yeah.
And no one's going for the secondary title. They're all going for the Universal title.
That's what's kind of annoying about like the next pay-per-view. I think The Miz doesn't have 2 matches, right? He only has 1 so far.
he's in the Elimination Chamber.
He's in the Elimination Chamber, yeah.
That
So
sucks. But to be fair, he deserves to be like in that spotlight for the main event. He's gonna be number 1 apparently, right? He won that. He lost that match to Cena, so he has to be the.
He's
first
gonna
one in.
start, yeah.
So that should give him a lot of ring time, hopefully.
yeah, I mean, the Miz has grown on me. I hated him
Are
for the
you
longest time.
serious?
I
He's
could
the
not
best.
stand him, dude. He's just. I mean, he's doing his job. Obviously, he's a heel, but he has this face that you want to punch, and that you could feel like he's up to something, and he's like a piece of shit about it. You know.
That's how you know a good heel right there is that you love to hate him.
Yeah, and he came in as like a douchebag with like a faux hawk, and like he would like do that pose where he like stood like a robot. Remember that? And he wore like shorts and like a fedora.
And he was like weirdly out of shape, but kind
Yeah,
of in shape.
dude, it was
So-
weird,
Yeah.
man.
He still kind of is, but he's definitely
Like,
worked on his body for
He's
sure.
he's came a long way from when he first started. I'll give him
Yeah,
that.
look at him now. Like he's like a good looking wrestler now. And
Minus
like,
those yes kicks though. His yes kicks are.
those.
Oh,
need to
yeah,
go away.
that-
And fuck the people that are chanting yes
me-
when he does them.
Let me ask you guys that.
They should be chanting no.
Do you think that he's fucking up intentionally on the kicks, or he's doing it like just like he really does suck at the kicks? Like,
Well, he was never a brawler type. He would always. I don't know.
He was like a chicken shit type.
Yeah.
Chicken shit heel type.
because I kind of feel like he's kind of doing them deliberately because he knows he sucks at them, and he's just like doing like a poor man's version of Daniel Bryan's moveset.
Ugh. Well, if he's doing that, he's doing a really good job.
He's doing a really good job, yeah.
Really shitty. Other than that, Miz is probably the 3rd best wrestler on Raw, maybe behind
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor is number 1 for sure.
Ooh.
Oh, he's the best wrestler.
His
on Raw.
body just does not stop. It's like so tight. How does he get it so tight?
He doesn't eat. He works.
He
out
has like an
35
8-pack.
He does. for
And
sure.
yeah, the double stomp off the top of the rope, like it's just he's a good all around wrestler, and like he's almost could be on 205 Live. He's like 206.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty tidy.
So I don't know. So they had the it was a battle. It was a 5-way match to decide who's going to get the last spot into the elimination
second
chamber.
Chance match, right?
Second
It was a
chance match.
That's what it
yeah.
is.
It was,
Jason Jordan is hurt, legit hurt. He had neck surgery. I don't know. That's not been verified, but he had neck surgery in storyline, and now he's out of any kind of tag team with Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins goes up to Kurt Angle, and he's like, hey, I don't have anything to do. And then he's like, well, I can't just give you a match. Well, let's see what the people want. And then the people all chant yes. So, all right, Seth Rollins, you're in the second chance match for the first time.
That's a mouthful right there.
Yeah. Can you guys, talk it up a little bit? What do you guys think about that?
Honestly, it just seems like it's too many people for one match. Like, Elimination Chamber is supposed to be 6 people at most, right? And
Well, I think they're going to start off with the triple threat.
They have to do
now.
a triple threat.
That's way.
Unless they want to add another pod to it.
That's too much.
No, that's too many pods.
That's too many pods, dude. Like,
Not a Tide Pod.
Oh, yeah, definitely not that.
Topical.
Definitely don't eat those either.
See how relevant this podcast is?
So relevant.
Oh,
Hashtag me too.
Me too.
Time's up.
Time's up.
But I don't know. I just feel like there's too many main eventers going on right now. I think
Especially on Raw.
if they elevated the IC title, because who's after going after the IC title?
Nobody.
We're just waiting for Braun and Miz at the WrestleMania.
That's basically it right there.
Be
They're also waiting for Brock as well. Like, it seems like everyone's just waiting for WrestleMania to happen.
Yeah, and it's definitely a holding pattern, and they do this all the time. But there's way too many people on the roster to just leave it to waiting for WrestleMania.
And plus, the matches on Raw the last couple weeks have been pretty long. It's been like, what, a segment and a half? Like, at least one commercial break?
Yeah, they go through commercial
That's what it
breaks.
seems like,
Which is
yeah.
insane.
I think the main event last week was 2 commercials through the.
It's probably because maybe they want, like, they picked the commercials at that spot for the advertisers so they can get eyes on the product. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
I don't know, but Sonic is
Sonic
is paying, dude.
Yeah.
There's Sonic
getting
commercials.
paid.
There's like
They're getting
8
paid.
Sonic commercials.
and it's getting embedded, and we're talking about it right now as well.
Look
That's
at
how
this.
embedded
That's a
it
free
is.
plug. That's a free plug
that.
for
Not
Sonic.
only
free
does
plug.
Sonic have like a million commercials during the show, but they have like product placement inside the show. You guys notice when they do like what are you eating there, Titus? He's like, oh, I'm eating the new chili dog from Sonic.
From Sonic, yeah. And they
Titus don't eat no fucking chili dog.
Hell no.
No,
Look at that body.
Titus eats chili dogs, man.
There's
you see
no way.
how high his tights
maybe-
run, man?
Well, yeah, he probably takes his kids out to Sonic, and he gets sponsored by them.
Oh,
so
for sure. He's a good guy, though.
He's a good-
I would want to.
he seems like a good dad, dude.
Titus, yeah, he kissed his son on the mouth, but that's cool, dude.
Why can't he be in the IC title race, I wouldn't
Titus,
I'd put him
worldwide.
in there.
That's dope, man.
It wouldn't be bad. At least Miz needs to build that, so he has to beat a lot of people to, bring the prestige.
to be
back up.
legitimate.
Yeah.
Miz is actually one of the people that's really fighting to bring the prestige of the IC title back.
And I give him credit for that.
Yeah, no, the
That's
IC
a
title
lot.
used to mean something.
It
Now
used to
it's
mean
like
something. It was the workhorse belt.
garbage, hot garbage.
I think it'll get
And-
there for WrestleMania, hopefully. Hopefully it's on the actually main.
It hasn't been defended since last year, or the year that Daniel Bryan won it. Before that, it was like 9 years before the IC title was even on the card.
Oh, wait, on WrestleMania?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Because that belt is amazing.
Dude, Macho
It has
Man
a lot of
versus
history
Ricky
to it.
Steamboat is one of the greatest matches, other than Shawn Michaels, Undertaker 1. Macho Man versus Ricky Steamboat is like right number 2.
That was IC belt, right?
That was for the IC title.
Shawn
man.
Michaels, Razor Ramon ladder
Oh,
match.
Dude, Bret Hart, Bulldog.
That was SummerSlam.
That was SummerSlam.
But that was
That
still
was
a great
IC
match.
belt,
on
right?
But it was still
Yes.
IC
Whoa.
title.
And
Yeah,
that,
man.
And
That
that
match
headlined
is insane.
SummerSlam.
Well, that makes sense, though, because it was in what, Wembley? Is that Wembley?
It was in Wembley, yeah.
That match was the shit.
That was amazing. I mean, there's been a lot of great IC matches throughout its history, but
I
now
feel like
it's just like it's not even a secondary belt anymore.
once they changed it from like the classic IC look to that like circle one that The Rock brought in.
Oh, the Ken Shamrock famous.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, remember that?
Yeah, that fool
I
was
think
dope.
after that, like the IC title really took a shit. Because before that, you had Rock and Austin fighting for that belt. You had Rock and Triple H at SummerSlam in that ladder match, dude.
Oh god.
There was actually some good IC champions during that time as well. I mean, you had Jericho, you had Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle.
Who?
Oh,
Oh,
we're not allowed to
the
say his name.
name.
Oh, I'm sorry, Vacant.
Yeah.
Vacant.
Well,
Sorry,
yeah.
Vacant. Yeah, I forgot.
He's erased, dude.
Yeah, he's
He's
he
erased,
doesn't exist
man.
anymore.
We don't talk
Yeah.
about Chris
Yeah.
Benoit.
Yeah.
Yeah, him. Yeah, Vacant. But I mean, another WrestleMania match for the IC belt was Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle, and I think it might have been Vacant as well. Where
Really?
It was the Eurocontinental champion, where Kurt Angle was both the European and the Intercontinental.
What was that? 17?
I think that was 16.
16.
Yeah, 16.
Weird.
Remember that match?
No, I don't. I don't remember that. What era was that? Was that still Attitude?
That was the Attitude Era. Yeah.
Damn, I don't remember that. It must have slipped my mind.
and that Kurt walked in as both the European and the Intercontinental champion, but he didn't walk out as champion. He lost both belts that night.
Oh, fucking Kurt.
So, I mean, there's been good champions during that time. It's just, like, they just devalue the belt so much. And it doesn't help that there's also more belts added to it.
Well, back to the Raw thing. You think the fact that they have so many main eventers, is that hurting the product or actually helping?
It's definitely hurting. I mean, if you look at the draft split. I mean, all the main eventers are on Raw. SmackDown doesn't really have anyone.
Well, I think SmackDown has like a group of 3 to 5 the guys in their the 5 people who are going to be in the main event at what's the next pay-per-view called?
Backlash.
Or
SmackDown's going to be Backlash.
SmackDown's Fastlane, right?
Oh, Fastlane.
Yeah, the
okay.
Fastlane of WrestleMania.
Oh gosh, but yes, I think SmackDown probably has 5 legit main eventers.
Well, here's the thing. It's so lopsided that they're going to go back to combining pay-per-views now.
That's true.
The attendance for SmackDown is so shit because they stack Raw and just give a couple people to SmackDown. Like, it sucks.
And they did this to themselves.
Well, SmackDown was winning for a while, though. They were putting on some good shit with minimal talent.
In the beginning, yeah. And just like how it was in the first draft, they were doing really well. And then once they started shaking up the rosters, then it became one-sided. And
plus, they missed Talking Smack, too, to be honest.
Man, that was a good show.
That was a great show.
I'd watch that over actually both Raw or SmackDown. I found that show more entertaining because it was like basically wrestlers shooting without bullshit.
Oh, yeah. That's because Vince didn't really have his hands on it. He didn't really care for it. And then once he realized, oh, wow, I don't have my hands on it, and people are starting to like it, I better put my hands on it, buddy.
That's funny.
And
but yeah, back to the whole Raw thing.
So basically, it came down to it was a fatal 5-way and another fucking 5-way match. What? Remember when 4-way was like a lot of people, and now 5?
Do you guys see the theme going on with all these multi-man matches?
It's crazy.
Oh, it's the worst.
So it was a second chance match, and guess what? We need to have 2 winners in this match. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor both pinned Bray Wyatt, the eater of pins.
The eater of pins.
The eater of pins, dude.
They both pinned him, so now they're both going to be the match, making the Elimination Chamber the first ever 7-man 7 people in Elimination
That's
Chamber
way
match.
too many.
To be fair, though, that match that, Finn and Seth won was a pretty good match. For a Raw match, surprisingly,
Oh, yeah,
Raw's
dude.
been on fire with the with the programming.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. So that was a thing that happened. After that, probably my segment of the night was Elias coming out
Oh, shit.
That
and having
was
a
amazing.
guitar off
Just making me hot.
with with Braun.
You taking your shirt off,
There it
dude.
is.
You got to take it off now.
New world.
But yeah, that segment was amazing.
I laughed my ass off when Braun Strowman hit him with the double bass, the stand-up bass.
The
And then
psychobilly
Corey
bass.
Graves dropping a Tiger Army reference, talking about Nick
You knew
13.
that was gonna happen. You knew that was gonna happen.
That-
He's hell into that music, huh? You could tell.
Yeah.
Look at him.
He
Look
looks
at
like
his-
Nick 13,
yeah,
kind of.
he does. So that was hilarious.
And Braun, who knew he could sing that well. I was like, what?
Oh yeah, he could
carry
hit.
a tune.
He could carry a tune.
I just
for
love that
sure.
he instantly broke all the strings.
That trick ass guitar.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn it.
That thing was gimmicked for sure.
I'm surprised he didn't say I'm not finished with you.
What was it? He just finished it with "You're gonna get these hands."
You're gonna get these hands.
I don't know about that catchphrase though. That's kind of weird.
I like I'm not finished with you better.
Yeah. It's. I'm
Especially when he's coming out of left field. I'm not finished with you.
But Braun's yell is the best. In the
That
business.
is though.
Dude, that shit.
That is. That is
Is that what
my.
he's saying? Is he saying
It's
Braun?
Braun,
I thought he was
yeah.
saying roar.
Yeah. Well, I would know because my phone. That's my ringtone right there when people call me.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
And you're a mark, bro.
I am a Braun Strowman mark.
Thought I was a mark.
Fuck.
I actually
Parkinson's over here.
had my phone on when I was in a meeting and it went off and everyone just looked at me like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? In fact, don't be surprised if my phone goes off right now and you hear the theme.
Damn, I need that. Can you send me that ringtone? That shit's.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, dude.
I won't use it because then people will think I'm a mark. But
No,
yeah.
no, but yeah, but I'm out in the open, brother.
Yeah. What else happened on Raw? Anything of note?
The
Anything big?
Miz lost to John Cena,
Of course.
so he's gonna enter first. in
LOL
the
Cena
chamber.
wins.
But again, I think that's good for the Miz. It's better that he goes in first.
Yeah, give him. It's gonna be a triple threat, so it's gonna be 3 people to start the.
Because we know he ain't winning, right? He's definitely.
No.
I don't know, dude. But he's actually talking like I'm gonna be the first ever Intercontinental and Universal Champion. Like,
There hasn't been one, huh?
No.
Not
Who
for
was the
those
last
two belts.
Intercontinental / World Title winner? Do you know? We should look that up.
Dude,
and talk about it. That's a
it's-
good.
we need Stat Guy Greg up in here.
Yeah,
man.
Shout out to GP.
The last person I remember
Stay
was
Mage.
I was gonna say
probably
Major
Triple
earlier,
H. I want to say,
but yeah.
and that was like back in 2003. He beat
Fuck Triple H in the Reign of Terror.
the Ring of Terror,
Oh,
Triple
God,
H.
But he was
But-
still entertaining his ass off back then. He didn't have any he didn't have a lot of competitors, or the booking made it seem so. You know.
It was Triple H putting himself over. I mean,
Just
he was
burying,
he was
dude. He
reenacting
buried
every
everybody.
old NWA storyline.
Let's
for him.
let's say on Raw. We're almost
But, yeah,
almost
we're
through with
going
it.
off topic though. We're going back.
It's funny. The Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, are they a face tag team now? Like, what's happening?
They have to be because they're with Balor, the biggest baby face on Raw.
I don't know. Are they?
I mean, against the Revival, they
I would
beat the
think
Revival.
they
but
are de
like,
facto
Didn't they lose? I
faces.
thought they lost. Didn't they lose?
Oh no, they
No,
lost.
they,
My
they
bad,
lost
my
the
bad.
Revival.
50-50
Thank
booking
God.
because
yeah.
the Revival lost last week.
Thank God the Revival finally got a fucking win. They needed it. Big fan of those dudes.
They are legitimately one of the best tag teams probably in the industry. I
Their
mean,
theme song,
Oh, that's
super
pretty good.
dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Super dope.
That's pretty dope, and it fits them too.
It's
You
like
know-
a B-side to AJ Styles' theme
Yes.
song.
Oh.
It's,
yes.
it's dope.
We should
All
have
right.
a episode just based up for theme songs.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get into a theme song section a little
They
bit
are
later.
like the most old school tag team out there,
Yeah.
and you could plug them into the 80s.
They look like they
and-
could have been a part of the Four Horsemen.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
They remind me of Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard.
Sadly though, like if they keep getting booked the way they are, they'll probably be gone.
Yeah,
Oh, they're
unfortunately,
gonna be
they're,
jabrones.
unfortunately, they're not.
They're gonna
looked
tear
as
it up
good
in
as
New
those
Japan
two.
instead.
for sure.
Oh, that'd be perfect in New Japan.
Next, we got Bailey beat Sasha in a really, really, really good match
Yeah,
from
they-
both of them. A really good match I haven't seen in a really long time out of them.
Especially Bailey. Bailey's been
Dude,
struggling.
Bailey used to be
Oh, it's my
the
queen.
shit, man, and like they just made her look like garbage, man.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Ever since
It's-
that Alexa Bliss feud,
Oh,
they
yeah.
should look like
This
shit.
is your
Is
life,
that
Bailey.
the kendo stick bullshit?
Yeah, where she didn't
Yes.
want to use a
Yeah.
weapon. Like, it was so stupid,
That
dude.
was so dumb. That fucked her up for a while.
And she's like the easiest baby face to have, and yet they managed to mess it up. Like how, like she's so likable, yet at the same time, well, we don't want to put her over too much.
Her in-ring work did struggle too, so let's not all in the booking. 'cause
It's not all in
her
there.
matches were pretty. She looked tentative, like the new kid on the block. Like,
Yeah,
Like she was scared.
yeah, like the moment was too big for her. It seemed like her promos sucked.
Her promos are still really
Yeah,
shitty.
she's not a good on promos.
Yeah,
She's
she'll
like
get there.
nervous. She's still nervous.
I think that's what it is. She's definitely nervous.
And then
Maybe that's the reason why they didn't call her up to the main roster soon, was because they just weren't sure on her.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that they call up really early.
Yeah.
That
Ty Dillinger.
probably should have stayed in NXT.
That is one.
Tyler Breeze is the biggest one.
Oh, but
They fucked him so bad,
Oh,
dude.
He was in NXT for so long, and yeah.
I guess whatever.
And then let's see, the Big Dog beat the Bar basically. Sheamus had a match with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns went on to beat the fuck out of the Bar
Of course.
and caught him with the spear off the top rope.
God, I hate Roman.
Yeah, Roman Reigns is.
He's gotten a lot better, but God. I
As
still
long
can't
as they
stand him.
keep
I
him
don't
off
get
the
it.
mic and Vince doesn't script his promos, then whatever. But man, it's just
We're all in agreement that he's probably gonna win on. Was that this Sunday?
Oh, he's going to WrestleMania.
He's
He's
going to
going.
WrestleMania. It's
He's
been
gonna go fuck up. He's gonna eat like 4 F5s and no sell the fuck out of them, and then he's gonna give a spear and a Superman punch, and it's gonna be over, dude.
you think it's just gonna be one
and
spear?
there's no money in the bank to save us this year,
Nope.
dude.
Oh my God, please! Oh, they wasted the money in the bank. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was a Baron Corbin lost it.
Yep, that's
Yep.
the issue number one. But
Baron
yeah.
Corbin.
Anyway. Anything else on Raw that we're
Everything else is pretty much garbage.
It's pretty much.
I'm gonna
just
get that word
waiting till-
over in this podcast. dude.
Garbage.
Garbage.
Hot garbage.
Get it over.
Oh, we should have recorded that right there. That could have been part of the,
Oh, we
the
have it. We
soundboard
have it
right there.
recorded.
We'll get a soundboard going.
All right. It's all
but
work in progress.
Anything else in that Bailey Sasha match that you guys want to talk about? Other than it was a fantastic match for a random Monday Night Raw.
What I want to know is, when is Sasha Banks gonna stop killing herself?
Never.
She just wants
I
to
don't
break
know,
her neck
man.
in the ring. I'm convinced she wants to go out like Owen Hart, dude.
Rest in
R.I.P.
peace.
Never.
Knock on wood, man.
Oh God.
Knock
I
on
hope
wood.
not. She's still the best wrestler on Raw, female. No, Asuka.
Better than Asuka?
No, Asuka's
She's up there.
Was Asuka on Raw this week? That's another thing.
I don't recall.
I have I don't remember seeing her
How
at
do
all.
you not have her on Raw? Okay, I don't.
Maybe they're saving her for. They're saving her.
All right, so that was pretty much Raw. SmackDown was on Tuesday, not Saturday. I was going to say Saturday for some reason.
Saturday Night SmackDown.
Before you answer that, let's take a quick break so we can all take a piss. Piss break, sponsored by Born a Botch and your favorite post-punk Los Angeles band, The Electric West.
So we had SmackDown Saturday night. I mean, God damn it. Tuesday night SmackDown live. And Dolph Ziggler re-signed just to get into another feud with Baron Corbin. Baron Jobbin is what I like to call him.
Oh man.
So basically they had matches with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to add them to the main event of Fastlane, making it a fatal 5-way. That's a theme right now.
Jesus.
More and more people are into these main events. So now AJ Styles is going to be fighting 4 other dudes. The odds are stacked against him, but really it sucks for Shinsuke because Shinsuke wanted AJ for the title at WrestleMania. So we know AJ is going to win.
There's no way.
There's no way.
No way.
I think we're gonna see a Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn split again. I think we're gonna get that
So
again.
you think that's gonna happen at WrestleMania?
That'll
Yeah.
be the Mania match.
And
for
then-
Yeah,
sure.
I think that
I'd
was,
mark out for
that was
Dude,
meant
fight
to
forever.
happen.
Just fight forever.
Yeah,
That's the case.
And
Not a fight.
Kevin Owens owes us a WrestleMania match apparently because remember Vince hated last year's. Did you guys see that WWE thing?
Oh, he was like, it wasn't
Oh
good.
yeah, he was not happy.
He was not
That
happy
hurts.
after that.
He was not.
Yeah.
So they both had. So that was 2 matches. Really, nothing really happened on SmackDown that really stuck out to me. The Jobbing Squad lost another match.
Of course. What else are they gonna do?
It's weird. I hate that they're heels, but they come out to like Ruby Riot's music, and it's like, hey, hey, hey. It's like really like
It's very
pop
poppy, yeah.
Like it's really weird for them to come out and be like these bad guys, but they have like this weird music.
And they're pretty much useless right now. Honestly, like nothing they do.
They're pretty much a carbon copy of Rampage.
Oh, which one's Rampage? Remind me.
From Raw is Page.
Oh no, that's Absolution.
Absolution. I'm
Absolution.
sorry.
Oh,
okay.
That was their finisher. My bad.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
yes,
right.
yes,
You're
yes.
right.
Rest
So
in
But
peace.
basically,
yeah,
it's a carbon copy still, though.
Yeah.
more factions that don't mean anything. So now we're gonna have that main event. What else happened on? Nothing really crazy.
Anything with Bobby Roode, the U.S. champ?
I think we were gonna do the open challenge, but it got interrupted. If I'm not
Oh, yeah, I
mistaken.
think Jinder
Oh,
Mahal.
Jinder
Jinder Mahal
That's
interrupted
right.
it. That's
Yeah.
right.
His finishing move's not bad. You know, as
Colossus?
far-
The Colossus?
That's a sick finishing move for him.
Yeah, I mean it looks pretty brutal, especially like when AJ Styles takes it.
Oh, yeah.
It looks
Or one of the
brutal.
one
Yeah.
of the twins takes it.
AJ could make Enzo's fucking finishing move. You know, he'll sell the shit out of that. Shitty. What's that? What's Enzo's finishing move called?
Jordanzo, the Jordanzo.
Whoa.
Yeah. Speaking of being
Oh, man.
done, sorry,
That
bro.
was-
Oh man.
Jordanzo.
Damn, that's pretty bad.
And then what else happened? We had the Usos, or no, the New Day beat Shelton and Gable
Oh.
over pancakes again.
What? Wait, they beat? Okay, it was New Day versus the New American Alpha, right? Is that what they call themselves?
Yeah.
I don't think they have a tag. I mean,
No, it's just Shelton, Benjamin.
unofficially bingeables, I guess you could say.
Ben-
Benjables, yeah.
I'll take that. That's better than American Alpha too.
It is.
But you know what I'm pretty hyped about, which looks pretty cool.
Stay
The
hyped.
Usos are the best tag team right now on SmackDown.
Oh, by
In
far.
the
Like,
world,
by
far.
yeah.
Any.
And both Raw and SmackDown. They're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
killing it right now. But now the Bludgeon Brothers are coming in, and it's gonna be cool seeing like the High Flyers versus like the Brutes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know,
That's
I like
always
I
a
like
good matchup.
always a
right
good
there.
match. Look at Shawn Michaels and Vader, or Shawn Michaels versus Sid, like the little guy versus the big guy, or I mean not Bret
Opposites
Hart
attract,
versus
dude.
yeah, dude.
People hate
Shawn
on-
Michaels versus Diesel. You know.
Oh man, the Bludgeon Brothers are surprisingly getting me. I'm a little fan.
I'm a Luke Harper fan.
I love Luke Harper.
I like Luke Harper.
Eric Rowan, I like that. I'm not seeing his big thickness in that jumpsuit anymore. But I think they're cool, man. I think they have a lot of potential. But we'll see where that goes. And that was pretty much SmackDown. Honestly, not a lot happened.
Sad SmackDown.
Yeah, and I used to watch. I would work for SmackDown. Like I would like to see SmackDown before Raw, and now it's just
Yeah. I want to really. I just want to see where this Dan O'Brien, Shane McMahon like butting heads. Are they gonna let Dan O'Brien have a match? Are they gonna let him come
Of
back?
all people, Shane McMahon.
It's a really long ass build, too. It's gotta go
It's
somewhere.
it's gotta be
it-
something.
yeah,
Dude, it's so annoying.
It's got to be Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon.
It's
It
so
has
bad.
to.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
You can't make Daniel Bryan a heel because he's too
You cannot.
likable.
How are you gonna make Daniel Bryan? a heel?
How would you do that?
There's no way. If he
Even when he was a heel, people loved him.
People
that's
still
true. Even
cheered
if he
him.
joins like a faction with Zayn and KO, he's still gonna be a fucking face.
He's got to do something really,
Especially
really
for the
bad to the
internet
point where people
fans.
would
That's
just
true.
boo him.
He's got to turn somehow. What do the fans love more than Daniel Bryan? Nothing.
Nothing.
That's why.
I can't think of
Nothing.
anything.
There's
Nothing.
Yeah, you're right. There's no way to make.
There's no way.
Because even whatever he does, the people will be behind it. Oh,
So-
fuck.
So that's what's going on over on SmackDown. Let's get into the debate now, boys.
This is what we've been waiting for.
This is the main event, all right?
Yes.
Valentine's Day was yesterday, and now it got us to thinking. If you had a lover, boy or girl,
Or have a look.
whatever you're into, or if you have a lover, and they wanted you to ravish them, just go to town. But the caveat was, if you're going to bone, you got to come out to an entrance song. What entrance song would you pick to enter the bedroom with?
If
Songs
you guys
to
want to
strip to.
answer, definitely respond to us on Twitter, Instagram,
yeah,
Facebook,
we're welcome to
and all
feedback.
that.
So whatever you guys have, just let us
Yeah,
know.
we're open to all debates, and we'll take some answers. And
Yeah, we'll definitely.
if
take
anyone
some
wants
answers.
to reply, we can talk about it next week.
Yeah.
But for this week, there's the obvious choices.
The Val Venuses of the world.
The Valvin. Hello, ladies.
Oh,
Like
the towel especially.
Oh, and the Titantron.
his
bit.
Titantron.
the Titantron.
Why a hot dog being put in a bun, dude? Like,
How attitude can you get?
And my dad would just watch that shit. He must have thought, what is this dude watching?
with the
That's amazing.
saxophone. Yeah, Val
That's
Venus.
amazing.
Sexual chocolate.
That's
Oh,
another
yeah.
one.
That was
I
like
totally forgot about that
it
one.
was like a Barry
That's
White
some love
ripoff.
making right there.
Yeah, that's like
That's like
Yeah.
when you make love to your wife, but you're a Mark.
Okay.
yeah.
Mark Henry.
So the
Uh,
question is basically, when you enter, is this prior to lovemaking?
This is the
This would be
foreplay
like
part
the
of it.
strip
Okay,
tease.
so you turn it on and then you get down.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're,
Oh, we're doing the foreplay. Okay.
This is building up. This is you
What's
entering the
foreplay?
threshold.
Yeah.
What is a fatal four-way? That's what it is.
Oh,
That's what it is.
Oh man.
Fatal foreplay. Here
All
we
right,
go.
Dick, we'll let you go
Foreplay.
first since you probably
Dick,
have an answer. I
what
don't
would
have.
be your entrance music?
For me, the obvious choice would be Ravishing Rick Rude's theme
Ooh, very, very like with the saxophone.
with the saxophone.
I think that's the theme with the thing with.
And I gotta have my robe, and I'm gonna tell my girl.
How would
Now,
you
what
do
I
it?
want you to do right
I
now,
want you Baldwin Park sweat
for
hog.
you Baldwin Park sweat hogs, to keep
Represent
your
Baldwin
voices
Park.
down as I take my robe and show you what a real man looks like. Now hit my music, and I gotta have Bobby Heenan walk me down the aisle or walk me down from the bathroom.
Oh, R.I.P.
R.I.p. Bobby Heenan.
Would that? You think
You
that
can
would
have
go
Bobby
over?
Diaz do it.
Close enough, right?
That would be weird, huh?
Hey, why is your friend here? Like, don't worry about it, baby.
It's a fatal
Fatal
foreplay.
foreplay.
Living the gimmick for sure.
Super living the game.
Super living the gimmick.
Hashtag
You gotta
living
go
the
all the
gimmick.
way. Go all the way or go home.
Hashtag kayfabe only.
But Rick Rude would be an obvious choice, though.
for real, would you think that would go over well with your lover?
It'll go over with me, though.
Yeah, but the thing is, your lover. This is the song for your lover, correct?
Yeah, this is for both of you.
Okay,
For
that's
both,
good,
yeah.
because, I gotta enjoy my.
You gotta get into it. You gotta get
You
your
gotta get
shit
your
in.
shit in.
That's true, for sure. Let me get
You want to
my
have a
shit.
you want to have a curtain sellout, man. You gotta bring it.
Rick Rude is a really good choice. That's yeah. I think it'd work. But if your lover loves that, then she's definitely a keeper for sure.
She is.
Especially if she knows who Rick Rude is. Ooh.
Yeah, I was thinking me being a Latino.
Ooh.
Mamacita.
Oh, that's really good.
Eddie
That is a
Guerrero
good one.
Latino heat,
Yeah.
boy.
Man, that's pretty good.
Because it like you can groove to
And he
it.
does that little thing.
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
a little titty shake thing.
That's
like-
the best.
And get a little froggy as well.
yeah, get a little froggy,
little
man.
froggy, man.
Froggy style.
Remember
for
that
sure.
Froggy
five-star
style, man.
frog splash.
Shout out to Baby Boy teaching you Froggy style. That's really good.
It's a
Pinoy
good choice right
powerhouse.
there. What about you, Byron?
It's tough because on my way here I was like, shit, I have no idea. And I was just scrolling through all the CFO hits, Jim Johnson hits. But for the sake that my girlfriend does enjoy Sasha Banks in real life, she's a big fan. And it's the closest thing to sounding like a mainstream song that's not a wrestling theme. I have to go with that. Just,
So you do the entrance and everything?
of course,
would you
she
wear the
punched me in the
gimmick?
face, but it's worth
You do that?
Or whatever she does with that twirl.
With a little condom in between your fingers?
Would you wear the Kanye
It's a condom,
shades?
first of all.
Would you wear the Kanye shades as well?
Of course, the
Oh,
shades.
you have to. You have
No,
to do
those
that.
shades are so terrible. They're so gimmicky.
The Kanye shades.
Yeah, I hate them.
Speaking of which, how many gimmicks does Naomi need?
Oh my.
She comes out with a wig now. She takes that off. She puts on sunglasses. Then she has the light up shoes. Then she has like this. She sometimes puts like a mouth guard in her mouth that lights up. Like, how many gimmicks does this woman need, man?
She's insane.
She's all gimmicked out, man.
Though that little leg thing she does, that shit's amazing. What
Yes.
What is that shit called? When she does the kick things, when she's.
Oh yeah, the little hi. I don't know what it's
Yeah.
called.
But that shit's amazing. It totally doesn't look like it hurts, but fuck.
You know what? I'm
sure,
glad isn't her
yeah.
finisher anymore. The rear view.
Oh my god.
I can picture Vince being like, "Let me get a good look at you. Wow, you got a big ass there, pal. Why don't we make that our finisher, pal?
And you're black, so it works. The helmets? Come on.
Look at
Vince.
that big black ass."
Yeah, your Vince is really, really good. That's a good Vince.
That's a good Vince
it's
right
pretty
there.
good Vince. I got a couple.
You know,
other
I still have my
impressions
mask, right?
of- You do?
I still have the Vince
I
mask.
thought we're gonna bury you in that thing, dude.
That is gonna be the gimmick
I
right
hope
there.
that's one of your wishes, because I totally like.
Well, I want my headstone to say this: Here lies Richard Garcia, never broke kayfabe.
Live the gimmick.
I lived the
Living the
gimmick to the fullest.
Died with a gimmick.
I
too.
died with the gimmick too.
What else do we have? Is there anything else? Any other topics?
I mean, any other songs? I mean, we
we're
got
at
some good
36 minutes. 30
We got some good
minutes.
choices. Like any other suggestions?
Oh shoot! For again, it has to be a dual pleasure for your partner and yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I am a bigger man. So my thing would be put on a Vader mask and just be like, "It's time! It's time! It's Vader! Time!
Especially when you go like this with the
dun
V.
dun
Dude.
dun 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 dun
Vader,
dun."
super underrated wrestler, by the way. Jesus
He is
Christ.
Vader?
for a big dude.
Yeah.
He
What?
is.
I'm glad
very
he's in the Hall
agile.
of. Oh wait, no, he's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
Not yet.
No, did he have a speech like 2 years ago or a year ago?
No.
Was he presenting somebody?
He might have presented someone, but I don't think he.
No,
Ever
he,
was in.
I think he was gonna get in the Hall of Fame at one point, but then he made that little Instagram post with his dick out. Little Vader came out and Mini Vader. Remember Mini Vader?
Baby Vader.
Remember Mini Vader when they had the minis
Oh,
dress
yeah.
up? There was Mini Mankind.
Mini Vader.
There was Mini Vader. I think that was it.
But the Vader moonsault, the Vader salt.
and that was 20 years ago. And we still remember that.
Yeah.
Damn. Rest in
Dude.
peace. He's alive though, right?
He's
yeah,
alive.
he's-
But still, rest in peace.
Leon
Still
White.
rest-
When you're sleeping, rest in peace. I hope you hear that, Vader.
Shout out to Vader.
Shout out to
Come on this podcast.
Born to Botch
Oh yeah.
for being our sponsor this week.
And bitch ass Bobby Diaz for missing out.
Yeah, we'll have Bobby D on the
He'll be,
next.
he'll be back on the next one.
on the next show. But I want to thank you guys for listening to the first episode of the Put Me Over podcast. We got a lot of things. This was just more of a test run than anything.
Yeah. See if you guys
And-
like it. Any suggestions, comments?
Yeah, definitely let us know.
questions.
Follow us. We're Put Me Over podcast. Put Me Over pod on Instagram, I believe, right?
And also vote who the biggest heel of the group is so far.
Yeah, we're gonna need
Yes,
that.
we know our
This is gonna
roles.
be an evolving. This is gonna be an evolving show. But thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye bye.
Till then.
Oh, shouts out! Before we sign off, I just want to say that entrance song, by the way. Shouts out to Byron for putting that
Yeah,
together.
that was a good entrance,
The
man.
Pinoy powerhouse throwing down.
Claps out.
You are a man of many talents. my friend.
Yeah. But that's all I wanted to say on that. Make sure to subscribe to us, and we'll see you guys next time.